2026 is here. And I can't believe I just said that because it feels like 2000 was just here and that was 26 years ago. 26 years and it's a new year. A new year. Now, you've always heard the saying, new year, new me. But I believe that you can actually do it because I also have challenges for myself. I want to be able to read the Bible in a year. I want to work out every single day. I want to lose weight and I want to get even more financially stable in 2026. And I'm going to be going over all the ways that you can lock in. You can actually set your goals and you can be successful to set yourself up to be a millionaire in the future. So let's jump into it. Now, first thing first, when it comes to actually being financially stable, financially responsible, and setting goals for yourself is you have to be disciplined. If you have no discipline, it is going to be very hard to actually achieve your goals. You have to be consistent. You have to be able to put in the work every single day and be disciplined so that you're not just spending money here and there on the weird, random gas station, coffees, candy bars, fast food, DoorDash, whatever it is that's just chewing away at your future cash and the cash that you have now that can help you generate even more. Now, what do I mean by that? The more money that you have in your pocket, in your bank account, the more you can do with in order to generate more. So when you invest money, you put money in an account, it then is getting a return for you. So it is passively working for you, getting you more and more money off of every single dollar that you put in. Now, 2026, this is the year that you can thrive because the markets right now are absolutely exploding, which is not a bad thing. Some people think, hey, if it's exploding, isn't it going to pull back? Not necessarily, because a lot of people are saying that we could be in a bull run that is going to last 10 plus years. Now, do your own research, but my advice, if I'm going to give my opinion, I don't care what the market's doing. I just want to be able to get into the market. So I'll buy high, I'll buy low. I don't really care because I'm looking at it at a long-term future plan when it comes to my finances. I want to invest in ETFs. I want to invest in index funds. I want to invest in companies that I believe will be there in the long-term future that will be worth way more in the future. And so it doesn't matter about what the markets are actually doing. Yeah, if it's low, it's an awesome time to just get in because usually the markets are going to bounce back and you're going to make even more. But even if the market is high, which we're at historical highs right now, we still get an average return every single year of 10 to 12% and 12% in the S&P 500. So it's always a good time to buy into the market. It's always a good time to invest your money so that your investments aren't just sitting there in a bank account or going towards Starbucks drinks, but instead it's getting returns for you and helping you beat inflation while also setting yourself up for financial success. Now, the very first thing that you need to do in 2026 is get out of debt. Get out of debt completely because it eats away at your money, at what you are able to actually spend your cash on. So if you have credit card debt, get out of it. Most people aren't credit card people. If you are a credit card person, hey, go check out my channel. I have all kinds of credit card videos where you actually get good rewards on cash back. But if you're not a credit card person, stop using the credit card. And what I mean by that is if you let interest hit your account at all, you are not a credit card person. So get out of credit card debt. Get out of all debt possible. High interest debt. If you have personal loans, get out of those. If you have buy now, pay later type loans, get out of debt. Now, if you have some debt that doesn't have any interest and you don't have extra cash to spend, okay, make the minimum payments. That's fine. But get out of all the debt that is chewing away at the extra cash you would have every single month to invest, because that is setting yourself back years, especially if that interest rate is a lot higher than what you could be making in the market. So the first thing for 2026, get out of debt. And guess what's right around the corner? Most people are going to get a tax return. Trump, they've already said this is going to be the best and biggest tax return season we've ever seen. There's going to be so many more deductions that we get to have. Each and every person, the child tax credit's gone up, the unemployment rate, all that stuff with the tips and the wages and the overtime and child tax credits and mortgages and interest on cars, all this stuff adds up to where you'll actually probably get a refund this year. And if not, hey, that is okay because you already probably have enough disposable income to be able to invest. So when you get that tax return this year, don't go and get more things that you don't need. Don't go get jewelry. Don't go get the shoes, the bags, the cars, whatever it is that you're buying. Instead, knock out the debt. And if your debt's gone, guess what? Now you have a stockpile to get into the second thing that I'm going to say, which is invest your money. Start a Roth IRA. The limit for the Roth IRA just went up again. I think it's like $7,500 that you could actually put towards a Roth IRA, which is absolutely amazing because even if you just invest that $7,500, you'll be able to have hundreds of thousands of dollars when it comes to 20, 30, 40 years down the line, all because instead of just taking extra cash that you got out of nowhere from the government and went and spent it on something that you don't know or don't even need, instead you're going to use that money for your future self. And that's going to set yourself up for a ton of financial success. So, number 2, get into a Roth IRA. So get out of debt, get into a Roth IRA, and then step 3, make sure you're taking advantage of your 401k match from employers. If you're a 9-to-5 and you get a match from an employer, take advantage of it. It's free cash. Now, most people are going to get like 3%, but some people get 5, 6, 7. I know industries that get 10 to 12%, which is absolutely insane, but that money stacks up super fast. And I actually made a video about this too. If you had $25,000 in an investment account, by the time you're 25, you wouldn't have to invest another penny and you would be a millionaire by the time you retire, all because you have money already in the account at a younger age, allowing compound interest to work its magic over a long period of time. So you're going to pay off your debt. You're going to invest in a Roth IRA so that your future self can start getting money already. And guess what? That's tax-free when you pull it out when you reach 58. And then also your 401k is going to be funded because you're getting your employer match. Now, I'm not saying you have to go above and beyond your employer match. Just take advantage of the employer match because if I were to put, say, $400 in, that means my employer is also going to put $400. Where is the next time you're going to get an instant 100% return on your money? And it's actually a tax deduction because it's coming out pre-tax. So that's amazing. Yes, you're going to pay taxes in the future, but you're still getting pre-tax deductions now. So you're taking advantage of taxes. You're getting a free 100% and you already are out of debt. You already have a Roth and now you have a 401k. So after you have all of that, how can you actually achieve financial independence, financial stability, just absolutely prosper when it comes to your finances? You got to do some more research. You got to hit that subscribe button so you stay tuned to these videos so that you can keep getting knowledge, gain knowledge, and then you're going to go out and you're actually going to do it. If you hear about some stocks and you have some extra cash, guess what? Maybe you take the risk and you go buy that stock. If you think crypto could absolutely explode, hey, maybe you go and get some crypto because it's all about taking a little bit of risk sometimes. Sometimes, in my opinion, if you take that risk, it'll pay off. If not, you'll learn a lesson. You'll swing, you miss. You swing, you miss. Guess what? You can just keep swinging. The younger you are, the more you can keep swinging. And I'm not saying go put all your money on one thing because that's kind of stupid. But sprinkle a little bit of eggs in this basket over here. Sprinkle a little bit over here because you never know when you might get the next Nvidia. You never know when you might get the next Bitcoin. You never know when you might get the new Netflix, the Googles, the Microsoft. You never know when you see a company and you have that conviction when you actually might hit on one of those companies and be a super smart investor when it comes to getting in early. Now, there's other things that I do to help me financially, and I'm about to jump into that. So, I'm getting out of debt. I have my Roth IRA funded. I have a 401k that is getting an absolute awesome match. And I'm sprinkling a little bit over here on some crypto. I'm sprinkling a little bit over here on some random stocks that I think could blow up. And if you want more knowledge on that kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be coming out with all kinds of videos this year. I'm going to stay on top of it. I already post usually once a week, sometimes twice a week. I'm going to be going even more in depth. I'm going to have more documents that you guys can download. Even going to have a newsletter that's going to be coming out. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. But here is what has actually helped me propel me into even more financial freedom. So I picked up a new hobby a few years ago. I've always liked just bartering, buying and selling stuff. I think it's so fun. It's like a challenge to me. So I started with, it was literally $100. I took $100 and I actually had gotten the $100 from selling sports cards that I received from someone else. So it really was not that much. I got $100. It probably spent way too much time trying to sell it because it was like really old sports cards that weren't worth anything. I took that $100. I then bought a couple more sports cards because I'm knowledgeable in that. I bought some low and I sold them high. Ended up making like $500 on that next purchase. Then I took that money and I put it into video games. I put it into video games. I bought a couple systems off Facebook Marketplace. Then I sold those and I just kept building up. Well, the whole time I was doing that, I was also buying some stocks. I was like, oh, I just made $300. Okay, I'll go buy $50 worth of crypto, or I'll go buy, a one Amazon share, or I'll go buy a share of Nvidia, or I'll go buy, random things like that, so that I'm also getting in the market at the same time while I'm just making money off of buying and selling things. So what I mean is, guys, I've even sold Beanie Babies. This is a Princess Diana. I only know that because I've done the research because I seen it and I was like, hey, is this worth something? Take a picture of Google, boom, go to eBay, sold listings. I can see exactly what they sold for. Guys, video games. Tons. Video games make a ton of money, especially older video games. They can make a ton of money. Video game systems. Guys, printer ink. Absolutely insane. Guys, people were giving this stuff away on Facebook Marketplace, and I was just like, I'll take it. Guess what? One time, I went and picked up ink and sold it for $400. I sold it for $400 after I picked it up for free. I didn't have a new one. Guys, wine. Now, I didn't buy this. This is actually someone that wants to sell something. They just know I know how to sell things. They know I know how to go do the research, figure out what stuff's worth, and then figure out a way to sell it to people that want to buy it. Guys, there's Craigslist, there's Facebook Marketplace, there's eBay, there's all kinds of buy, sell, trade type websites. People even post just on Instagram and say, buy my stuff, and then they ship it to people. You can make so much money, even if it's not going to garage sales and going to flea markets and going to thrift stores and going to real estate sales or anything like that. You can just go around your house and find stuff that you want to throw away or donate. Just list it and see if someone will buy it. If they don't buy it, guess what? You go donate it anyways. But it starts generating cash flow, and then you can take that cash and build on the next thing. So that's one of my big things that I like doing is flipping items. And I got that from Gary Vee. And then the next thing I'm doing, I'm building a social media channel. I have this YouTube channel. Yeah, it only has 190 subscribers. So if you want to support, hit that subscribe button because it'll mean the world to me and my family. I'm trying to build this up over 10, 15 years to where I can have cash flow coming from this as a way to help support my kids, help support my wife, and help support my lifestyle. Now, it's a grind. Yeah, I love doing it though. I love sharing knowledge with people. I love just giving advice. I've had so many subscribers actually reach out to me and I help build them budgets. I help build them financial goals. I talk them through it. I get phone calls. I get emails. I have people come eat dinner at my house wanting financial advice and knowledge from me, which makes me feel absolutely respected, and I love helping people. So I get joy out of that. I almost feel like it's a challenge, like it's a puzzle. Like, hey, how can I help these people while at the same time just doing basic math and setting things up to where it's like, hey, this will work. And so I like doing that. So I'm building a social media channel. Guys, there's so many ways. There's thousands of ways to make money online. So if you are interested in a certain thing, maybe it's social media, maybe it's print on demand, maybe it's drop shipping type stuff where you buy and sell things and never even touch it. Maybe it's just flipping items. Maybe it's you actually create a business where you go and walk dogs. Maybe you go and clean people's garbage cans. Maybe you are a nanny. Maybe you do any of this kind of things. But if you are already working and you have extra time, when you're not rich, you work for money. Now, when you're super rich, you then buy your time back. So when you're not rich, you're putting time in for cash. Now, when you get super rich and then you're the one that's paying other people to do things for you, that's when you're buying your time back with cash. But most people aren't that way. Most people don't have the finances to be able to say, you know what? Yeah, DoorDash. Yeah, I'm going to pay someone else to come deliver for me, and I'm going to spend an extra 10, 15, 20 bucks on DoorDash. No, that's more for people that are wealthy, they're rich, they're well off to where they can actually afford that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that chews into your money. Even going and getting a single coffee. The reason coffee at Starbucks costs $7 for a freaking coffee is because you're paying someone money for the time. Yeah, it tastes good, but the time that it takes to make coffee at your house and make it and clean the dishes and make a cup, all that stuff, it's a lot of time that it takes to make a cup of coffee compared to going in the drive-thru or going to the app, pressing, I want that, buy it now, and then you just pick it up. That's what you're buying when you're getting convenience. It's getting time back. But a lot of people, they don't have the money and finances to be able to just buy their time back. And really, buying your time back too much is where people get in trouble, because then they do the DoorDash. They pay for premium subscriptions because they don't want to sit through ads or listen through ads when you have headbuds in or you're watching TV. You don't want to sit through an ad. You want your time back. And so you spend an extra $6, $7, $8. Well, then you look up at the end of the month, you just spent an extra $300 between DoorDash, coffees, going out to eat. You got ads that you're watching. You had all these different things that you didn't want to spend the time to do. You spent an extra $300. Well, if you had that $300 going into the S&P 500 for 40 years, you would be a millionaire. That is why I think this year is the year of change. This year is the year of change. Go back to simplicity. It's not a tough equation. Get out of debt. Live below your means, invest in your future, and then have fun. Do something that's fun that you enjoy that can also make you money. And if you don't want to, that's fine. All you have to do is get out of debt and invest in your future. That's it. Get out of debt and invest in your future. Just be disciplined, be consistent. Time in the market is better than timing the market, because most people that try to time the market lose. So if you just keep putting money into the market and you invest in good ETFs, S&P 500, you're going to be good. You're going to be fine. And it's really just being time in the market and being consistent. And that's the year of 2026. Just have faith in God, have faith in Jesus, have faith in your finances. Be disciplined, be consistent, and just be happy. Love people, and that's it. So if you like what I'm talking about, hit that subscribe button because it will mean the world to me. And then comment down below, how are you reaching your goals this year? And what are your financial goals that you do have for 2026? Remember, guys, until next time, you can do all things through him that give you strength. Peace.